publicly. So, oh man, that's so crazy what you said about those people.
What do you mean, you people?
I don't know. That's what you said as we went on live on the internet. That's so crazy that you would say something like that. That's so hurtful.
I mean, that's how I feel,
He
Anthony.
said you won't feed those people's kids
I would never feed them
publicly.
publicly.
Publicly, let that be known.
No, we're
Publicly,
kidding. Anthony, are we live, pal?
we are live. We are here. We are there. We are everywhere, and that is what Dr. Seuss used to tell his kids about God.
Is it?
About God.
See, honestly, we got to be careful with Dr. Seuss now, too. Anthony, is 2020. Do you know about Dr. Seuss?
What happened?
You don't know that Dr. Seuss drew cartoons that would definitely be considered racist today if you looked at them?
I guess.
Please, Anthony, I need you to I need you to Google for yourself Dr. Seuss racist. And when you go to images, I believe there's some big-lipped negroids and maybe some words that aren't appropriate, and there's some Asian parodies, I believe, as well. I do not believe I'm mistaken here. He also, but these are just like, these are offhanded things, right? So like, say like you shoot 1,000 shots,
Yeah.
maybe one of them a little racist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. You're also a cartoonist, so like, are you making jokes? And if you're making jokes, are we expanding the boundaries of what's acceptable and what's not, right? I'm just making a joke here, honestly, about Dr. Seuss. I could give a Frenchman's fuck who history calls racist, because it's so easy to go back and be revisionist because perceptions change.
Right.
Right? So like, there are people who have stood up for the rights of black people who have never used the term African American before.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That term wasn't the term at the time that they were standing up for the blacks that they were standing up for. So if you were very sensitive to language and you look back at history and you were like, they keep referring to me as colored, if that's gonna trigger you,
Shouldn't.
I'm not saying if that's gonna trigger you, then you definitely are gonna burn every Dr. Seuss book after looking at that picture. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that person now hates Dr. Seuss, even if they were the biggest Dr. Seuss fan. They hate them even more if they were a big fan.
Do they hate themselves?
I don't know. I'm just saying, if you're the kind of person that would react that strongly to something that's kind of peripheral, right?
Yeah.
That isn't really 100% the truth. It's just like, it doesn't fit your narrative. Then you would definitely hate Dr. Seuss. But I'm not inside that guy's head, and I don't give a fuck. Cat in the Hat rules. And, yeah, people do dumb shit.
Green eggs and ham gives you colored poop.
But in 2020, you're not allowed to do dumb shit.
Like,
Apparently not.
that's the opposite. You can do a lot of dumb stuff in 2020. Nobody's watching.
Well, you can, like, loot and stuff.
No, man. You get away with way more stuff than that.
But you can't. What else are people doing?
You don't even want to know.
I do.
It's so horrible. I can't even describe it to you.
You're so silly.
So terrible.
Look, so we have things to discuss. The world's discussing things, and I like to discuss some of those.
Yeah.
Even though I tend not to. But there's also something that I think is extraordinarily interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I even wrapped my head around what was happening until it was over. But this past weekend, I had the honor of cornering Jessica again. She had a 5-round fight against Cynthia Calvillo, and we lost a decision. And of course, like, anytime your friend loses, it hurts, right? But at the same time, like, we've grown past that a lot. Like, we're pretty much good now. It's time to do other shit. It's time to grow and do more stuff. Like, I worked last night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we're not just like sitting around like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, we're planning our futures. We're planning our next weeks, and like, we're fighting this weekend in a grappling event. Like, me and Jess are flying to Portland this weekend so she can take on black belt. I gave Jess her purple belt.
Oh, nice. Congrats to Jess.
Yeah, so she's a purple belt now. I got a little bit of fun when I gave it to her. She was like sending out the information to Submission Underground, like, oh, like who'd you get your black belt from? And I'm like, oh, I got it from Hoyler Gracie, but I'm not attached to them right now. Like, I'm independent, but I got my Hoyler Gracie black belt. And she's like, and I'm a blue belt under you? And I was like, that's not accurate. And I got up.
Oh, like
and left. Right? That's all I said, though. And so then I come back into the room and I hand her the belt. And I'm like, you're a purple belt under me.
Yeah.
That was fun to do.
That's awesome.
But it's also, I like the ribbing of it. I like that, like, no, you're not a blue belt. You're just walking away.
You left. You just left her slack jawed.
What the fuck does that mean? That was fun to do.
That's awesome.
Which is a sign that, like, if we're fucking around on that kind of level where I'm talking shit about whether you're legitimate in jiu-jitsu or not, like, this is a woman who is fine.
Yeah.
Like, like she is straight. And so yeah. As for what that means for her in the division, who knows? On Tuesday, technically we're supposed to know more shit. That's when they do the meeting and put out the rankings and shit. I'm not even gonna look. I'm not gonna look. It doesn't matter. In terms of like the things that we do in the next coming weeks, their rankings don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Because by the time it's time for her to consider fighting again, those rankings will have shifted multiple times probably.
Yeah.
So there's no need to look at it. Like, and like frankly, it's fun to look at it when you're like, when we beat Caitlyn, it was fun to look and see, is she going to be number one? That was fun.
Right.
But once you've already been at the number one contendership, I just don't really pop for it the same way. Like, I want it to happen. I want it to continue. But, like, I don't need to go look at my friend's name anymore. I saw it.
It's there.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's there. You know where it is. Yeah.
Like, I care about it happening. I just don't care about looking. So, yeah. Losses, wins, those things happen. Those things are normal. But what didn't really fucking hit me until, like, maybe yesterday was that, like, just the experience of doing a sporting event during this unique time, this, like, quarantine COVID-19 time, is something that is so intensely unique that I should have slowed down and understood more of it. I should have asked more questions. Like, there was so much protocol. There were so many different things you had to do, things you couldn't do. And meanwhile, still a great part of the world is on fucking stop. Like, especially when you're talking about sporting events. No other major sporting event is going on. Nothing.
NASCAR.
That's it.
NASCAR. I think that's the only thing going on right now.
When do they start?
Let's see. They did one. They started. Let's see. When was it? I'm guessing they started. It was June 10th. Was when they last did something. When they did it. Because I'm looking through everything else and I don't see anything else. Oh wait, hold on.
Okay, so
wait. May. They did some in May. They had some in May.
Okay, so like just like the UFC too.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's,
but somehow no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck. Pretty much.
The fucking thing that NASCAR does to get relevant is ban the Confederate flag. And the fact that you even have to do that is hilarious. The fact that you even have to fucking do it is hilarious. But yeah, like for a brief moment, the only thing going on in the sporting world was my friend.
Right.
And one of the only voices being heard in live fucking sports anywhere on Earth was me? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, that's like, I remember walking into a jiu-jitsu school and being overzealous and being told I could come back another day, but class was about to end, and I was like, I'll be here every day. Like, I remember being that kid. And now there's a chance that while no other live sporting events were going on, one of only a few voices being heard on Earth was mine. That's a crazy thought. That's a crazy experience. And then to make that happen, I had to talk through a mask. We had to wear masks everywhere. So, okay. Let me tell you a little bit of the experience, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Have you had a COVID test?
Nope.
Okay. I'm super, super anxious about these kinds of things. Not tests. That's not it. It's the way that they're administered. So, like, I don't like needles, but I'll tolerate them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, this sounds like a kinky joke. I don't like being penetrated by objects.
There you go.
Like, I don't like you putting a Q-tip in the back of my throat.
Right.
And so I was anxious about it all week. Like, I knew that I had to get at least 2 COVID tests or I can't corner my friend.
Yeah.
And let's not act like it's not some part of the equation. If I don't corner my friend, I don't get any money, right? Like,
right.
Like, you have to do your job to get paid, right? So
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, so I can't even help my friend if I don't get stabbed in the throat. So I'm going to go get stabbed in the throat. And it's so minor, Anthony. And I'm aware of it.
Wait,
right?
do they stab you in the throat or the
Everybody else
nose?
is fucking... So, all right, what they do is, it's actually about this length. Can you see this on camera?
Yeah, you can see it on camera.
Okay, so they take something out approximately this size, and they tell you to open your mouth and stick out your tongue in your hair, like, ah. And they're like, all right, now say ah. And I was like, ah. And they're trying to get in the back of my throat. So the first day, it's these 2 dudes, right?
Yeah.
And the dude goes, after he goes, say ah, and he tries to do it for the second time, he goes, he's fighting me. And he just turns away, grabs a tongue depressor, and puts it in my mouth. I couldn't help but think, like, am I on kink.com right now? like
he's fighting
am
me.
I about to get dominated? Like,
He's fighting
I didn't
me.
mean to fight you, sir. Like, please don't fuck me. Like I didn't want any part of this. Like, but if I don't let this man stab me in the back of the throat with this little Q-tip gimmick, I can't corner my friend. So I'm sitting there like, all right. I open my mouth, take it. Now, I literally, I never complain. I don't, like, make a noise or I gagged, right? I'm not making a big deal of it. There was no scene,
Yeah.
right? But it was just like, he tried to get it in twice, and then he turns and goes, he's fighting me, and just grabs the tongue depressor and shoves it in my mouth. And then he's like, blow. And then he's like, all right, you're done. And then the next time I got it done, I sat down, and there are these two girls. And they take my ID and they go, oh, it's your birthday. And I'm like, yeah, it's my birthday. And then they're like, all right, so open your mouth. And I go, from previous experiences, I think you're going to need that tongue depressor. Apparently I'm a fighter. And so the cute little lady shoves the tongue depressor in my mouth and stabs me in the throat. This time, I did not gag. I was more relaxed, and I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it was a woman. And like, this is not in any sexual context, right? It's just like the feeling of a giant dude standing over me and then shoving something in my mouth when I'm already anxious is not cool. All right. I'll do it, and I did it, but like that's gonna make me more likely to gag. The fact that I had A, already done it, and B, I was being treated nicely by tiny people.
Yeah.
It made it a little easier. So I didn't gag, but I needed to be smushed on the tongue. And they stabbed me in the back of the neck.
Smushed on the tongue. I like that.
the whole time that you're on the premises, and the premises meaning the hotel, right? They had you in a host hotel where all this testing is taking place and where you and your athletes and all the staff, everybody is staying, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no one else in the hotel besides UFC people. It's a ghost town, right? So like everything is quarantined essentially. You're not allowed to leave the premises once you've taken your second quarantine test. I mean, your second COVID test.
Right.
So like on the day of the weigh-in, you take your second one and then like you're locked in. You can't leave.
That would freak me out a little bit.
You can't go to the gas station. Like you can't dip out. But you can have like Grubhub delivered if you're hungry or something. But you can't leave.
That seems stupid then.
I'm telling you what the rules were.
Like it's like that's just like a dumb rule because like I can't account for where you've been. But
now here's the weird shit. Here's what was tough. You had to have your credential and your mask on anytime you left your room and left the building that you were in, right?
Yeah.
So if I was gonna go from building A where I was staying into like the main courtyard and then into the main office to like ask for towels or buy something from the fucking front desk, right?
Yeah.
I had to have my credentials, which are like a little lanyard with your picture on it, right? Like you're in fucking day camp.
Basically your TSA, essentially. Like your airport security. Like literally that's what it looked like. I saw it. It literally looks like airport security tags. Like they're just like, it's
so
like, I'm here. I'm clear.
Clear. I'm allowed to be here.
Excuse me.
I'm somebody. So you have your gimmick on, but you also had to have your mask. And multiple times, I would just forget it because I don't wear one most of the time.
Right.
I carry one with me so that if it's mandatory or if I can tell like the culture I'm in or the vibe of the people around me are uncomfortable because I'm not wearing one, I'll give them their fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make anybody scared. But I don't, on default, wear a fucking mask. Right. So, like, as I'm leaving the building, I don't have my mask, and I'm like, oh, shit. And she's like, oh, you can't come in without a mask. And I'm like, what? You just saw me. My mask is upstairs. Like, like the same thing happened with my credentials one time. I left the room with two people from the UFC Performance Institute just chatting a little bit. And then when I tried to get back in, the lady was like, no. And I'm like, oh, come on. Like you've seen me literally 10 times today. Like, are we going to split hairs here? Like, just forget that you saw me this one time. Like, fuck. Like, the rules are in place so when you see something actually wrong, you can call someone out and not have to be like, oh, they only did it because I got tattoos on my head. Or they only did it because I'm black. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, no, I did it because you didn't have your fucking credentials. But if everything seems to be normal, if you just looked me in the eye 5 seconds ago, when I walk back in, you say, hey, you're supposed to remember your credentials.
Or you could just think about it like this. It's like so they don't get in trouble for letting you through.
Well, I'm just suggesting how I would do business. I would say, hey, you're supposed to have your credentials. Please make sure you have them next time, right? And then perhaps if you don't comply and you keep showing that you don't give a fuck, then I say, hey, I got to call my supervisor.
Right, but see that.
Right, but like to make me actually just fucking stand there, like after you just saw me, like and you didn't say anything when I was leaving. Hey, you forgot your credential.
Hey, Darren, there are more Mavericks in the world than you are. There's somebody who, as much as you think you're a contrarian.
I'm sorry.
There's somebody
this lady didn't know what kind of danger she was putting herself in.
There's more.
My homie was about to snap on her, bro. Like,
there's more contrarians.
The Barberton Outlaw, the dirty white boy, was about to snap on this lady. She was very close to losing part of her body. Like she could have lost a finger, maybe a whole arm.
So silly. So silly.
All she had to do was be nice. She wasn't being nice at all. Her name apparently was Cheeto Dick.
Whoa.
Which I don't know why.
Whoa.
But I'm saying.
That dirty white boy said that?
She could have been cooler.
Dirty white boy said that, I bet. Cheeto Dick. Sounds like something he would say.
Correct.
Yeah, sounds like exactly something.
That's exactly who said that. Kobe Fair, the dirty white boy. Yeah, dude. So it was just like, it's a unique experience. It like, I hadn't felt like that apocalypse feeling since like we couldn't get toilet paper in the beginning of the pandemic.
You guys couldn't get toilet paper?
for a little bit.
Really?
Dude, it was weird out here, man.
That's
It was.
crazy.
I mean, it was on the news. It was weird other places. They were.
I,
You still can't really get fucking rubbing alcohol.
really?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I think
It
it's
is
here.
crazy.
I think it's here in Ohio. Pretty apparent. It's like it's just here. I think. I think I just go to the store and just buy some. I think that's what's crazy about it to me. Like I think like hand sanitizer, rubbing alcohol. I think it's all pretty available. That's why I'm.
Well, not so much.
It's a
Not
desert.
around here. That
It's a
shit's in
desert.
short
It's
supply.
a
Like,
desert.
if you got some, you might be the man. Like, you might be the plug.
It's like what you got? You get that
For real.
Purell. You get
It's
that.
like, you got that 91?
Is that or is that
Shit,
off
you got
brand?
that 91?
Off brand.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It's like I don't want that off brand. I don't know what they do in that off brand. They put metal in there and make the alcohol weaker.
If you got that straight Johnsons and Johnsons, ooh, daddy,
They just
you
get
might make a fucking cajillion dollars in the desert, dude.
maybe.
If you get, like, just send yourself a pallet of rubbing alcohol from a good brand, and then just like fly it all with you to Vegas.
Or better yet, what if you just make your own? Like, what if you just make your own? You're just like you become like the meth maker, but you're like the rubbing alcohol maker. All it is,
you make hand sanitizer, rubbing alcohol.
basically it's just like you just gotta make a hand sanitizer stronger than moonshine, and you're good to go. I think that's all it takes. Just take it a step higher, and then you're good to go. So
Anthony, you're a fucking genius.
instead of moonshine,
You know what? I'm
runners-
surprised they didn't run out of grain alcohol.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised with that too. There was a lot of Corona. No, that's not grain. Well, is it? That's not grain alcohol, is it?
No. I mean, like grain alcohol.
Like
dude.
liquor, like potatoes and like barley.
Look up grain alcohol right now. And look up the proof of it. And I want you to see the proof
Oh,
of
you're
that.
talking about Everclear? Yeah, you're talking about Everclear. Yeah, ethanol essentially. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
I'm surprised there was no shortage of that because what is that, like 190 proof?
That is, let's see, 151
Which should be like no, not 151. That's for pussies.
for pussies.
That's only like 100. That's only 75% alcohol.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, I'm kidding. Because all right, so just for the people that don't drink, right, or have never heard of alcohol in their lives, which there can't be many, it is common to drink things that are 80 proof. 80 proof, which is 40% alcohol, right? It is semi-common to have things that are 100 proof, which would be 50% alcohol. And then there's things like Everclear, which are at or over 90% alcohol. That kind of shit, if you drank at the same rate that you drank your vodka drinks, and when you think I'm getting wild, you would be in the hospital if you drank like that. Everclear will change your whole motherfucking life. But at 95% alcohol, one would think that everywhere where you could use rubbing alcohol, you could use Everclear. Is that wrong?
I don't see why not. Let's find out.
Can you use rubbing alcohol to sterilize things?
Why you shouldn't use Tito's and hand sanitizer or Everclear to make hand sanitizer. Let's see, or attempt to make your own. Period.
Is it because it's too flammable? It's too volatile?
Hand sanitizer needs to contain at least 60% alcohol. Tito's 40% alcohol is 40% alcohol. Therefore, does not meet the recommendations of the CDC. Please see attachment.
Yeah, but what about the motherfucking Everclear?
Let's see. Emergency. Let's see. Gotta do a quick find.
I feel like in an emergency, you can douse your hands in some Everclear and save a life. I'm gonna buy a bottle today.
Let's see. I don't know.
I feel like they do that shit in cowboy movies, you know? Somebody gets shot and they're like, pour this on there. And the guy screams and they put a bandana on it. And then we ride into the sunset and we kill some more bad guys. It's gotta be true then, right?
I guess so. I'm gonna just go with this. Probably true. Bug killer, all-purpose cleaner, air freshener, homemade deodorant, disinfect wounds. This is from the Thrillist. I went to the part of the internet where you were right and I was wrong, and that's what we're gonna use.
Ta-da!
There you go.
That was very generous of you. I went to the part of the internet where you were right and I am wrong. That's my favorite part of the internet, Anthony.
There you
That's my
go.
very favorite part.
There you go.
So it was an interesting weekend. Like, just all the COVID protocol. And I hope I never have to experience that again. I hope that the world gets back in terms of the way that, like, I operate in my professional life
Yeah.
in a more normal way. I thought the whole thing was fucking weird. I know that a lot of people that's like triggering. Like, people don't like you saying, like, I wish things were the way they were. And it's like, what do you mean the way they were? You mean when black people were slaves, you son of a bitch?
I think
no,
those.
I mean, like, when I didn't have to wear a mask to go to work. I was talking about that. Like,
I don't know
I was
about.
talking about when like, when we go to fucking Portland for the Submission Underground thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm allowed to accompany Jess, but I'm not allowed to be cage side. I can't corner her.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're gonna be in a room by basically you're just be watching like everybody else.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, like that makes sense. That's why there's like literally nobody there. Like that's why when you walk out, you only see like the cameramen and then like Craig and what's his face just talking to each other.
I'm not a huge fan, but it'll still be a good experience. Like, just let Jess compete again right away.
Oh wait.
Shake
When are you guys leaving?
Saturday.
Saturday. What time?
I don't know. What's up?
Oh, because I'm just trying to make sure when we're gonna do the next podcast.
You're like, whoa. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, what? Is something on fire?
No. No.
Yeah. We'll be gone Saturday and we'll be back Monday early afternoon, I believe.
Okay, we can just do one either Friday or Monday is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
both. Who knows?
and then UFC this weekend.
Oh yeah, that's right. The show goes on, doesn't it?
It does go on.
There's a UFC coming right the fuck up, and you know what's funny?
What?
Ask me if I know anyone on the card.
You
Fuck no, I don't know anybody on the card. I have no idea.
I'm actually kind of interested in a few people on this card because there's your girl, Roxanne.
My girl.
Your your nerd love. I guess I don't know what you want to call it.
See, just because we're both nerdy doesn't mean you have to associate me with her. Like,
I'm not
we're
associating.
not even nerdy the same way.
I'm not even associating you with her. I'm just saying that is your.
And she has 25er. You know what? Like, I don't fuck with any of these bitches. Like, that way 25. There's, like, seriously, like, I'm polite to her. Like,
Yes.
I move past her in passing, and I'm polite to Roxanne.
Yes.
But, like, in my mind, I'm still in the spot where it's like, one day we're gonna have to, like, plan your demise. So there's no point. Like, and I don't like doing the complete sociopath thing where it's like, I'm nice to you all the time, and then I'm gonna fucking think about killing you and, like, enjoy that. Like, I'd rather just enjoy killing you.
There you go. Well.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Like,
Well.
if she changes weight classes, maybe we can be friends.
Well, then that's fine.
But
All right.
everybody can get it.
All right. Fine then. I'm
Fuck her.
fine. I'm super excited. Fine. How about Tekka Torres? I want to see her. Wait, no, that's not the girl I care about, is it? No. I don't think she can.
Tisha Torres? No, I think you care about Tatiana Suarez.
Yes, that's what I care about.
That's who you care about, you
so-
son of a bitch.
So fuck her too then. All right.
I'm gonna tell your girlfriend. I'm gonna tell on you. I'm gonna fucking rat on you. Look at the
Alright.
smile on your face.
I know. I'm so happy.
You
now.
love her.
So her wrestling makes me so happy.
You must.
Yeah.
I swear, that's your boo.
Yeah. There's Clay Guida versus Bobby Green.
Whoa. Clay is still doing the thing, huh?
Yeah, he's the main event for the prelims.
Okay.
And then you got a catchweight fight between Jim Miller and Roosevelt Roberts. Interesting. Let's see, you got Raquel Pennington as the third spot versus Myron Renault, I don't know. And then you got Josh Emmett as the co-main versus Shane Burgos, who is
That'll be fun.
That'll be a scary man. Scary man. Then you got the Russian Alexander Volkov versus Curtis Blades.
Okay. I guess I did know about this card. Like,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if I'll even watch it.
Probably
Like,
not.
we can play, like, pick them and whatever, but I highly doubt that I'll even watch it.
Probably not. You're busy.
Like, we'll be traveling that day. And it's not that I don't love fights, but I don't think I need to watch every single UFC event. I definitely don't watch every single one.
Right.
This might be one of the ones I end up skipping.
Yeah. I would just wait.
But
I would just wait until things go to Fight Island. Wait till that happens, and it can be mystical. That we should do.
man,
What we should do is I should buy us both like inflatable pools, and we fill it with sand and pretend like we're in Abu Dhabi. Just.
we'll do. All right, yeah, you'll fly to Vegas, and we'll do. We'll do a live. We'll do a live, fucking like play-by-play gimmick, with the UFC at Fight Island, from the pool, with like inflatables filled with sand.
Yeah. It's like, yes, we are here. It's like
We just got to make sure that everything is waterproof so that the equipment doesn't get fucked up.
That's true.
And then on some Hunter S shit, it'll just look wild. We should really do that.
That'd actually be really fun. That'd actually be a really fun thing to do. All right, let me make my priorities straight for the next 2 weeks, and I can plan this out.
You're like, yes.
Yes.
Floating in the pool, podcasting, yes.
I like
Done.
this.
I'm in.
I'm in, and this is very easy. It may not. I'm trying. We have to talk.
I have some ideas.
Yeah.
We can make it work.
All right, let's do that. That sounds like an awesome thing. Because I really want to see that card. Like, I mean, granted, for these other two people, yeah, super cool, Volkanovski.
Are we talking, when you say that card, are you talking about the 3 belts on the line card?
I don't. Yes, I guess they're all 3 belts.
So,
is it? But it's weird. They don't make. See, it's really strange. They don't notify that the main event and the co-main event are title fights. They just say co-main and main event. But the third fight, it's a title fight, which is very interesting. Wait, is it? Wait, hold on. I'm confused. Is it 4 belts? No, okay. They're just being really annoying. They just have old pictures of fighters. Like, I see Jessica Andrade with a belt, and I see Rose Namajunas. I'm like, what's going on here? That's not right. But yeah, that's that card where they have. Let's start from for right now. They have Paige Van Zandt versus Amanda Ribas, which I don't know if that's still going on. Jessica Andrade and Rose Namajunas. Second, Jose Aldo versus Peter Yan. Holloway.
And that's for a belt.
That's for a belt, title belt.
That's for the 35-pound strap that Henry Cejudo just forfeited.
Yes, coughed it up. Even though which is very funny about this, I'm like, he still is ready to pick a fight with Conor McGregor, which I find hilarious.
Why is that hilarious?
Because he's like, I'm retired, but like literally in his within the first week of him being retired, he's already trying to pick a fight with Conor McGregor, and I think that's so funny to me.
I mean, he's just trying to stay relevant in the streets. All right, so Peter Yan versus Jose.
I'll get back to that point, but yeah, it's Peter Yan versus Jose, and then probably be easier if I could show you this. It'd probably be better if I'm just like looking at it, like you should know what's going on too. Let's see. Can you see Can you see? Can you?
I can.
All right, amazing. So you got the Kumar, you got the Kumar Usman Gilbert Burns, which is going to be very interesting. It's like.
No, but you just skipped the fucking rematch.
Oh, Alexander Volkanovski versus Max Holloway.
Son of a bitch.
This guy, Max Holloway, he's different.
Do you think Max is gonna do it?
I don't know. Honestly, I would like to.
I don't.
I would like to see more interviews.
I don't.
I need to see interviews of him.
I don't think he's gonna do it. I don't. I don't think that his time has passed or anything. He's still quite young, isn't he?
Let's find out.
Because he started fighting in the UFC when he was young as fuck.
28. Yeah, he's 28.
Yeah, dude, he's young as fuck still. So like, I don't think his time has passed or anything necessarily, but I don't think this is like. I think he had a good streak.
Mm-hmm.
Now he should beat up some more guys. I don't see him getting by Volkanovski right now.
Yeah.
The guy's good, man. The guy's fucking super good. So I think he's gonna win. I think Peter Yan goes over Jose.
Yeah.
And so of course, if you're Jose, you're gonna call out Conor, right?
Yeah, of course. That's what you have to do.
For the rest of your life.
You have to.
For the rest of your life. He's the only guy who can say he did that to you.
Yeah. He just slapped you. Just
you know?
On the canvas.
And you don't get as good as Jose has gotten without being highly competitive about your skill set. And like, that's one of those days you didn't get to show it. Like, that's something that he's done to people. He did that to Cub Swanson, essentially. You ever see that?
No, I don't think I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Jose runs across and flying knees him, and it's over.
Oh. Cub Swanson's had that a few times.
It's like a pump knee. He like throws one and then he throws another one. It's fucking nasty. Puts Cub down right away. Boom, over. Right? So like he's associated with these kind of spectacular moments.
Right.
As the person dishing them out. So of course, when he gets dealt that same medicine, he's gonna be like, yo, I want that one back, motherfucker.
I want
like,
that. Yeah.
Especially after you talked all that shit to me, and then you do that to me. He's a prideful guy.
Yeah.
And so he's gonna try to make his history. He's gonna get his belt at 35 if he can get it. I don't think he'll be successful. I think it'll be rad if he was though.
You know what? You know what's so crazy to me that hasn't happened yet, and I wish it would. Can like somebody like fly down to Brazil and like teach this guy how to do like calf kicks, like your leg kick? Well, I don't actually. No, that's not true because I don't even know what's wrong with it. I don't even know if he has good hips still. So that's the other thing. Like
who knows?
Yeah, because like I mean, there's a pretty good chance he does it.
This is a brutal game. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Casey kicked me one time in the leg yesterday at some point, and I was just like in a store.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it. I had forgotten about it. I was in a store, and I squatted down, and when I got back up, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, look at my leg, and I'm like, ow. I was like, Casey, did you fucking kick me? He goes, yeah, bro. And I was like, I don't remember really you kicking me. I kind of vaguely remember being a kick. That's why I asked. Because he didn't kick me hard.
Yeah.
It was just like, but we're just fucking around. And he kicked me, and I was like, man, that's making me sad. Like,
was it a shin or a heel?
It was the shin, Daddy. It was
Dang.
the shin. So I can't imagine what Jose's shin would feel like slamming into my fucking leg in real life, like he wanted to hurt me. Like, Like apparently, one leg kick, light, can affect me the next day.
Yeah.
Not change your life, right? But just a little dab, a little tiny kiss of a kick, and it altered a small piece of my day.
Yeah.
so like, when you look at some of those clips of like what Jose did to like when he ate up Uriah's leg.
Oh yeah.
You know, like he's done violent shit to people, but I feel like his skills are so high that even though he's lost a step, he can keep himself in the conversation. And at some point, I think that can get dangerous in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like you're just good enough to get fucked up by the very best guy.
Because then you become a gatekeeper, and then it's just like
not even the gatekeeper. I mean, it's higher than that, right? It's like where Uriah Faber was for a while. It's like, how many times are we gonna let you fight for this belt?
Yeah, that's like this. I'm saying he's a gatekeeper though.
It's like, no, you're not. You're still not a gatekeeper. If you're to me, a gatekeeper is the guy that says like, now you're in the top 15. You get a number next to your name. They're constantly in that 10 to 15 realm, right?
Gotcha.
Like, and if you beat that guy, you get a number next to your name. But that guy's always gonna kind of climb back up and get to that like 10 to 15 range, but he never really gets out of it.
Okay,
and
so
like,
he's final boss.
And like, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's like the guy you beat before you get to the final boss. It's like kind of like
exactly.
like a Sun Sao. Like he's always the guy you beat, and then you get a title shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like Uriah Faber had that on him for a while because he had been given what, like 3 opportunities out of a UFC belt, and he didn't make it happen.
Yeah.
And after a while, they're like, hey man, like like we can't just be giving you too many of these title shots. We're gonna spread the wealth around.
Right.
I wouldn't want to see Jose in that kind of spot where you can beat everybody but the guy, right? It's why it was like a very intelligent move for DC to move up to heavyweight. What's he gonna do? Beat the fuck out of everybody and then lose to John Jones again?
It's like, nope, can't do that.
Dude, it's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Super sad.
So yeah, something to think about. But and that fight's happening. DC is fighting Stipe.
Yes, that is in August, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Late August.
It's like August 15th.
Yep.
That's awesome.
You didn't talk about the Gilbert Burns versus the Kumar Usman, and that one.
I don't want to talk about black on black crime in the current times, Anthony.
Some people wouldn't. He wouldn't call himself black. How dare you?
That's a good point. So fuck him.
Yeah.
Gilbert goes down.
Honestly, I want to know what's up with that division though, because it's like big dudes that have like gas tanks, like big dudes that have gas tanks forever. It's like you have him, you have Colby Covington, and you have Kumar Usman that just, oh hey, we don't, like, we never heard of the word pause. Like, that doesn't happen. Like we actually think that's gay. Like, did you say the word pause? And so, like, that's how he feels about it. Like, they just go forever, never stops. Oh, that's so cool. You're taking a break right now. I'm still whooping on you. Not gonna stop forever. It's not like a Damian Maia versus Tyron Woodley 2.0. It's like,
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, again, like Tyron's style was to kind of like explode on you.
right.
He would do very little and then he would explode on you, right? Where Kamaru is that constant pace,
It's
constant click and pace.
forever.
We'll see if Gilbert can deal with it. Like Gilbert's been looking fucking impressive, dude.
Oh yeah.
He's been looking fucking good. But he as well as one of these guys that explodes.
Yeah, he is super aggressive.
So let's see what happens with that constant relentless pace of Kamaru is put on him. Or can he do something to stop that rhythm? Can he get in Kamaru's way in a way that Kamaru can't solve? We're gonna have to see. It's an exciting fight.
Oh no, dude!
It's an exciting fight.
It's the most exciting fight. Like, I cannot wait to see just forever go forever. And that's fighting. Unless you want to go over the Submission Underground card.
That's fighting. Nah.
Okay.
Grappling cards aren't fun to go over. Grappling cards are fun to watch.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, you get to look at the history. The
history. Don't look at my history.
Oh, it's gone. Recently closed. Oh,
well, it depends which laptop is open. Like the laptop that I use for the podcast, you could totally look at that history. It's
clean.
It's clean as a whistle. The other one is the dirty one. That's the one that's on the floor over there. It's the one that connects to my TV when I need to watch wrestling or something else. Confession.
Answers.
Yesterday was the first time I watched porn in full volume in my house. And at the end of this one scene, I found myself searching for the remote to turn it back down quickly because the lady got so loud that it sounded like someone was getting murdered in my bedroom. And I was like, maybe there's neighbors. Like it was that loud at that point. But it wasn't even super loud. It was just audible, right? But I lost track of the fact that she had been whispering. And then all of a sudden she's like, ah! And I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, where's the remote? Where's the remote? I was so embarrassed.
So ridiculous.
This is my confession. It's been a headphones pornography party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so
it's how you protect everybody.
Yeah.
But there was no one in the house. And I played guitar for an hour and I was like, laptop's right there. Dude. No one's here.
Oh man.
Let's do bad shit.
Let's do this. Let's do the stuff that we want to talk about. Let's see.
Anthony.
Yes. Hi. Hey.
We have to make sure that we hold true to our word and make this reaction video.
Yes, we will.
Tell the people. Anthony, I will tell the people something. I watched the Dave Chappelle thing.
Yes.
And I want to have time to organize my thoughts about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to say any of my opinion of it, other than I watched it and I feel like I should talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think it might be fun to talk about it, and I think it might be not fun to talk about it. And those are the best ways to talk.
Yeah.
So anytime that somebody's putting something out there that is equal parts fun and not fun to watch, I think people should watch it. So this isn't me saying it's good, go look at it. It's me saying it's a piece that I think everyone should watch. It's I feel a similar way about it as I do the Jane Elliott brown-eyed, blue-eyed experiment. It's something that I think people should know about and be aware of just because it's a way of having conversation.
Yeah.
In a way that actually challenges you. It's it's not superficial. And so that's all I'll say about that for now. Like, I'm looking forward to rewatching that and being fair to it. Like, I don't think that, I think people do reaction videos in a way that's more exploitative than necessary. It's like you're gonna try to watch it and be like, oh yeah, so like it's in the corner, and there's gonna be people that like don't normally watch it that are watching it just because it's Dave Chappelle and shit. Like, you're
Right.
trying to write off his name. I want to talk about the things he talked about. I want to like talk about how Dave Chappelle is the greatest and da 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 da. Everyone else is gonna do that. There's plenty, and I agree. I think he's the best stand-up comic. I also don't think that what I watched was really stand-up.
No.
I don't know if everyone's aware of this, but both of Dave's parents are college professors. And I think that was as close to a lecture or a class that Dave Chappelle would ever do or give. And I look at it like that. So I'm going to be approaching it more like that than I am like, here's why he's the greatest, or I don't think that was funny, or I think he's right about this.
Right.
It's like, I think there's a lot of actual substance there. A lot. And yeah. And then we can speculate on a few things, like,
Yeah.
but yeah. I think people should watch it. And when we do our video and we release it, of course I think people should watch that as well.
Yeah.
Also, like, there's the possibility. Are you aware of this are you aware of this group online called Girls and Geese?
Yes, I have heard of this.
So they have like thousands of people.
Yep.
The founder of that
Mm-hmm.
is a friendly acquaintance, because she's friends with Donald, and like we've always had a nice rapport. She reached out to me and she was like, if I were to do a tank top with Love and Chokes on it, would that be cool? And I was like, yeah. Because the way that I see it, if she gets 100 people to wear something that says Love and Chokes on it, and they like it, and they post that on social media, that's only helping me.
Yeah.
It's not hurting me, and I'm not even concerned with the money right now.
Yeah.
I was like, just make it, and let me know when you make it. You know, like, even if I don't like it, I'm gonna be like, put it out, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
Because I support that kind of shit, and I also support the fact that she even asked me.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people would have just done whatever the fuck they wanted to do, but she knew for a fact that that was my gimmick and that I made it up, and she was like, yo, can we borrow this right quick? And I'm like,
Yes.
I can be borrowed, but never sold. Anthony,
Yes.
it's been a lovely podcast.
You don't want to hear some weird news? I got one for you. That
Yeah,
might...
give me a weird news.
All right, I got you that the new Ford Bronco is to debut on OJ's birthday.
No.
Yeah.
That is fucking bullshit. They should redo that. They shouldn't do that.
June 9th. July 9th.
That is not good press. That is a bad look. But show me the Bronco.
Let's see if we can find it. See, is there not gonna be video of the Bronco?
There's
Come
not
on.
even a picture of it.
Let's go find some pictures.
There's probably a picture of OJ. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad fucking business there. There's no reason to structure a fucking release date on the same day as like the most infamous fucking car chase featuring your vehicle. Like, the worst thing that ever happened to the fucking Ford Bronco was O.J. Simpson. The best thing that ever happened to it are these like resto mods. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Bronco is a
Oh.
commonly used one. Oh, I fucking hate this.
Yeah, I do too. I really want it to be cool. That's kind of
It's
cool.
it's like an even uglier FJ.
Yeah. It just looks almost like a toy. Like right there, it almost looks like a toy.
Yeah, it looks stupid. I like the old Bronco.
I do too. It kind of looked like a Jeep. He's like, it's just everything. It was the best of
Yeah, that
everything.
thing was fucking sexy.
It wasn't great to drive, but it was cool.
The coolest teacher at the time is Lady Miss Mears,
Hmm.
who would take me to like the spelling bee championship, and like she'd take me to McDonald's and shit afterwards. And like my mom works in the same school, so like she would like take me to lunch every now and then randomly. She was the coolest lady, and she drove a Bronco.
Nice.
Yeah, she was like the first gay woman I was attracted to.
Yeah, it's exactly like an F-150 almost.
I'm straight for gay women.
Hey, a lot of people are.
Sometimes they're straight for me, which is even weirder.
Hey.
Anthony?
Darren, we're done talking about weird sexual stuff.
What?
That's what you just said.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, we'll pretend like you did it. We all heard you.
It's not pretend. It's like something a lot like pretending. That's better.
Okay.
Oh my god. It's been a lovely podcast. I must bid you adieu. Anthony, this is goodbye for real.